Good morning to all. And before starting a new content, I'll just give a quick revision. What is the definition of a verb? A verb is a word which says something about a subject. They are also called action words. In the sentence, the man is a subject, killed is verb, a snake is object. Kinds of verbs. First one is transitive verb, a verb which requires an object after it to complete its sense is called a transitive verb. For example, the boy pulled the box. Now, when I ask a question, what or whom, to the subject, I get the answer, and that answer is object. What did the boy pull? The box. So, here the word box is called the object of the verb pulled. Next, intransitive verbs are those verbs which does not require an object to complete its sense and they make good sense by itself. It is called an intransitive verb. Example, birds fly. So here birds is subject and fly is verb. So these two are making the complete meaning. I have not added any extra word in the sentence to make it meaningful. So such verbs are called intransitive verbs. Now, words also tell us what they are. Like, I am a teacher, we are farmers, it is a rose. So here, am, is, are, was, were, be, being, and being. They are verbs which tell us what someone or something is. So they are called being verbs. Now, has, have, and had are verbs which show possession, means belonging. And children, how can you understand that where I have to put has, where I have to put have, and where I have to put had? See, very simple. You have to remember this S. S means singular. As here means singular. So with this you can understand wherever there is a singular subject, I will put HAS has, or I can put IS is, or in past I can put WAS. Now, if I take these two letters VEV, this is a keyword. This means more than one person. So whenever there are more than one person, the subject is plural, I will put have. I will put are. I will put were. Now comes with had. Had is used in both singular and plural, but it is used in past tense. So these are the examples. She has some new storybooks, means these storybooks belong to her. I have a pen. This pen belongs to him. They had some new stamps. These stamps belong to them. Now, verbs also tell us what people are saying, thinking, and feeling. So, these verbs are called saying verbs. Like here in the sentence, think and looks are saying verbs. Now, this is a new topic of your chapter and it is very important to understand. Okay, verbs of incomplete predication. Now see, if I read this heading, it means there is something incomplete in the predicate. Predicate is what? Predicate is the second part of your sentence. Okay, so it means the verb in the predicate is incomplete. First thing you understand this. Now, here you can see I have written intransitive verbs. Why I have written intransitive verbs? Because intransitive verbs are the verbs which has, wait, okay, intransitive verbs are the verbs which have, okay, so again my screen problem was there, so I'll start again from here, okay. Your topic is verbs of incomplete predication. Incomplete predication means there is something incomplete in the predicate part of a sentence. Intransitive verbs. Why I have used this word intransitive verbs here? Because intransitive verbs are those verbs which do not have any object. Is it clear? So here, verb, if I want to define what is verbs of incomplete predication, I can define intransitive verbs which require some word or words after them to make complete sense are called verbs of incomplete predication. For example, if I read my sentence till here, the old man is, the teacher became, Sita seems. So here in the sentence you can see the old man is the subject, the teacher is the subject, Sita is the subject. Now when I add verb to it, is, became and seems. Again by adding verb my sentence is not complete. If I read my sentence till here, the old man is, the teacher became, Sita seems. It means my sentence is not completing. I have to add some word. But the word which I am adding, it is not an object. Why it is not an object? Because see, tired, angry and happy. They are not nouns or pronouns. Happy, angry, what are they? They are something, some other part of the speech. Like angry, happy, what are they? They are adjectives. So here the verbs is, became and seems. They are making no meaning to themselves. They are not giving any meaning. So they are called verbs of incomplete predication. These verbs, which verbs? Is, became and seems. Now, something is added to them to make some meaning or some sense. Now, what is that something? That something which we have added is tired, angry and happy. But this is not object. Again, make it clear why it is not object, because happy is not a noun, angry is not a noun, it is some other word. So these verbs are not transitive. Why these words are not transitive? Because they are not nouns and pronouns. So in these sentences, some words are added to form complete predicates. So when I am adding tired, angry and happy, my predicate is completing. Is tired, became angry, seems happy. Two parts you understood? This is the first part. The old man, subject. Is tired, predicate. The teacher, subject. Became angry, predicate. Sita, subject. Seems happy, predicate. So when I am adding these words, my predicate is completely becoming meaningful. So such words are called complements. Which words are complements here? Tired, angry and happy. So here in the first sentence, I can explain that the word tired is a complement to the verb is. The word angry is a complement to the verb became. The word happy is a complement to the verb seems. So now if I want to define what is a complement, I can define it a word or phrase required to form a complete predicate is called a complement to the verb. So till here was my chapter.